today I'm going to be talking about asthma and nutrition and how they intertwine and how they link with each other. So you guys have probably all heard of asthma, but what it is a long-term condition affecting both children and adults. And basically what happens is the air passages in the lungs become narrow due to inflammation and tightening of the muscles around the small airways. And this makes it harder to breathe, so you have symptoms such as coughing, wheezing, shortness of breath, and chest tightness. So two things you can use are bronchodilators, and these open up the air passages and relieve some of the symptoms of the dyspnea and shortness of breath, and overall support your lung function. And you can also use steroids, and they reduce inflammation in the air passages. So some of the risk factors would be if you have a blood relative with asthma, having another allergic condition such as atopic dermatitis, being overweight, being a smoker, if you have exposure to any fumes or secondhand smoke. And some preventative measures are avoiding asthma triggers that can also reduce asthma symptoms, and also taking vaccinations and medication, like I mentioned in the previous slide, your bronchodilators and your steroids. So in terms of nutrition, the right nutrients in your diet can help you breathe easier and alleviate some of the symptoms. So there's no specific diet for asthma, but there are foods that can be recommended that you take that can support your lung function and reduce asthma symptoms. So firstly, eat to maintain a healthy weight, because like I said, being overweight is a risk factor for asthma. Eating plenty of fruits and vegetables, as these are high in antioxidants like beta-carotene, vitamins C and E, and they can help reduce lung swelling and inflammation. Avoiding allergy-triggering foods. Taking in vitamin D, so people with more severe asthma are typically vitamin D deficient, so including vitamin D in your diet. So foods such as salmon, milk, eggs and fish all contain vitamin D. And apart from diet, you can also spend a few minutes outdoors in the sun. That can increase your vitamin D levels. Avoiding sulfites. Sulfites can trigger asthma symptoms, and it's used as a preservative. It's found in wine, dried fruits, pickles. Also, eating less salt and foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids can reduce your asthma symptoms as well. On to economic importance. So after research, I found that in a primary care organisation in the UK, including 330,000 people, of that population you can expect 25,000 people with asthma, with over 400 patients being admitted to hospital. And in the UK, the total cost of asthma has been estimated to be around $5 billion. And this includes the cost of about $1 billion to the public health service. Social importance. So low-income populations and children living in inner cities suffer a higher morbidity and mortality because of asthma, because obviously they have less access to hospitals and to the medications required to treat asthma. And also in school children, so if there's more asthma cases, there'll be lost school days, which can decrease your literacy rate and lead to limitation on study performance with consequential psychological effects. And in elderly asthmatics, exacerbation of asthma symptoms is frequent, with increased medication need, increased outpatient hospital visits, hospital admissions, and this also contributes to the increase in costs and to patients and society. So the case study that I chose was the UK, and on the right you can see a graph, and that just shows the number of people per 100,000 ever diagnosed with asthma by UK region. So it's estimated that 5.4 million people in the UK currently receive treatment for asthma. Of this is 1.1 million children and 4.3 million adults. And the number of children has declined since the early 1990s. Same with adults. And the World Health Organization is taking action to extend diagnosis and treatment of asthma in a number of ways. So this includes protocols for the assessment, diagnosis and management of chronic respiratory disorders such as COPD, and modules on healthy lifestyle counselling, so your nutrition and maintaining healthy weight, tobacco cessation, self-care, and overall living like a healthier life. And yeah, those are my sources, and that's it. Thank you for listening.